Good morning. And happy almost April. Alright, so hello. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Lauren. I used to be a librarian. Now I talk about books on the internet. And for today's video, we are talking about my April TBR pile of possibilities. So I'm wearing my super cute old school April t-shirt. Of course, I picked the Scoobies team because Buffy for life. So these are like a pile of possibilities. I'm kind of doing the same thing I did for March, where I have like vlog or reading theme ideas, and then I have books that go into those themes that I want to read together, but they're not necessarily definitive books, if that makes sense. But I do have a couple book club books that I do have to read. So maybe we should do the book club books first, and then we'll do like the themes that I have going on. So let me get the book club books out. Yeah. Okay, so first, I am a member of this Discord group. It's called like the Angry Female Protagonist Discord group, and it's all about reading books with angry female protagonists. So we have our first book club read, which is Night Bitch by Rachel Yoder. I don't really know much about this, but it's about an angry mom who has her identity changed, I guess, and I think it's like dealing with the experience of being a first-time mom and, you know, how her life changes. And I know that there's a TV adaptation, so I'm excited to watch the movie after I've read the book. And the other two things I have, oh shoot, nope. My other book club book is for the Penguin Random House Employee Ambassador Book Club, and this read is called The Dream Hotel by Layla Leilami. This is also a Reads with Jenna pick. This one is about women who get taken at the airport because they're at risk of committing a crime against somebody. So they get taken to basically a camp or, you know, a holding cell, and it's basically about their experience, their theoretic experience of being held for these crimes that they may commit. It sounds very kind of whimsical fantasy, but also like dystopic sci-fi. I don't know. I'm excited to see exactly what this is about. It sounds really out of my comfort zone, so I'm excited to read that and discuss it with people. Next, I have my Read My Employee Ambassador Favorite with me of the month. So for the month of April, I am reading I'm rereading A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. This is one of my Employee Ambassador favorite books. I will link my list down below. And so to go along with this, I have two other Ashley Poston novels that I have not read. So I have Geekerella. I did read some of this, I just didn't get to finish it, and I think this is about like a Comic-Con type thing, and it's YA. And then I have The Dead Romantics, which is another one of her, so pretty, another one of her like whimsy fantastical romances. So I think these two will go together really well, and this I might as well just try to read her backlist while I'm reading. So there's that. And then I am also hosting like a Jenny Han read along, we're starting with the Summer I Turned Pretty series. And so the first book we're reading for that is The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. I'm going to be reading this at some point next month and watching the TV show. The sneezes almost took me out there. So I've read this many times, and I absolutely love and adore this series. I always get really angry because I am a Conrad girl, so having to get to the Conrad moments, so frustrating. So those are the required reads. Next, let's go into some of the themes. So, of course, with Old School April, my goal is to read, like, vintagey books. So, 2 books that I have on my radar are Daddy by Danielle Steele and Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. These have nothing to do with each other, except for the fact that they came out right around my birth year. So, I was born in 1990. And I swear I thought this one came out in 1990, but the little inscription says Christmas 1989. So this one actually came out in November 1989, which is pretty close. And then I thought Jurassic Park also came out in 1990, but it says 1991. So, well, this says first published in Great Britain, 1991. So maybe in the US, this is a UK edition. I just realized that. That's why I've never seen this cover. I've never read this, and honestly, it's been so long since I've seen the show, the movies, so I'm excited to watch the movies along with this. But I am excited to give this a try. I've never read a Danielle Steele book. I don't know that I'm necessarily going to like it, but I do think it's just cool to have this book that more or less came out around my birthday from this author and or her pen or her ghostwriters at this point, right? But it's kind of cool to have this, I don't know, romance book, whatever I'm trying to say. Next, for 90s vibes, I have, or like vintagey vibes, I guess, I have Colored Television by Danzy Senna. This was a Good Morning America book club pick, which actually one of my like potential vlog theme ideas is to read books that are book club picks and like put them against each other and try and decide like, oh, like Battle of the Book Clubs, who picks the better book? I don't know, just for something fun. So, I don't know much about this. It is a brilliant dark comedy about love, ambition, failure, and reinvention in the racial identity industrial complex from the best-selling author of Caucasia. Jane has high hopes that her life is about to turn around. After a long, precarious stretch bouncing among sketchy rentals and sublets, she and her family are living in luxury for a year. House sitting in the hills above Los Angeles, the gig magically coincides with Jane's sabbatical, giving her the time and space she needs to finish her second novel, a century-spanning epic her artist husband Lenny dubs her mulatto War and Peace. Finally, some semblance of stability and success seem to be within her grasp. But things don't quite work out as hoped. Desperate for a plan B, like countless writers before her, Jane turns her gaze to Hollywood when she finagles a meeting with Hampton Ford, a hot producer with a major development deal at a streaming network. He seems excited to work with a real writer, and together they begin to develop the Jackie Robinson of biracial comedies. Things seem to go terribly wrong for Jane, things seem to be going right for Jane until they go terribly wrong. I don't know, this sounded retro, or the cover looked retro, but maybe it's not. I guess maybe I'll find out. Next, this definitely has retro vibes. We have Deep Cuts by Holly Brickley. This one literally said it's for like 2000s nostalgia. Look, the song whispered to me that day in my living room, life can be so big. So it's about like this girl, it's a Friday night in a campus bar in Berkeley, fall of 2000. And Percy Marks is pontificating some music again. Hall & Oates is on the jukebox, and Percy, who has no talent for music, just lots of opinions about it, can't stop herself from overanalyzing the song. Indulging what she knows to be her most annoying habit. But something is different tonight. The guy beside her at the bar, fellow student Joe Morrow, is a songwriter, and he could listen to Percy talk all night. Joe asked Percy for feedback on one of his songs, and the results kick off a partnership that will span years, ignite new passions in them both, and crush their egos again and again. Is their collaboration worth it? It's cost. I'm gonna cut that part out. I cannot read descriptions today. It's just not working. Anyway, I have deep cuts. This is about the 2000s like music scene, which is perfect. Next I have two, well, okay, so I have one horror book, The Eyes Are the Best Part. I don't know why I want to read this in April, but it just sounds like a good idea. Also, it is by a Korean American, and April is Asian and Pacific Islanders month, so I think that works. But I've heard that this is creepy. I mean, look, it's like eyeball horror and it's disgusting. This is the Evernight version, so I want to give this a try. Next, this one, the cover just gives retro vibes. It's Death in the Downline by Maria Abrams. I bought this because the cover looks so good, and also it's a multi-level marketing murder mystery. I tend to not like cozy mysteries, so will I like this? Maybe not, but I want to give it a try. Next, I have Vampires, Hearts, and Other Dead Things by Margie Fuston. I think this is perfect for the Scoobies. Oh wait, it's in upside down. I was like, why am I hearing myself talk? My TikTok just finished uploading. And the book was in the jacket upside down. That's okay. This is a YA little paranormal romance, so that'll be fun. And then I have this nonfiction. It's You're Never Weird on the Internet Almost by Felicia Day, with a foreword by Joss Whedon. So I'm on the Buffy team, so of course Joss Whedon, we don't like him, but he's there. And Felicia Day, I feel like, is one of those people who was just everywhere during, you know, the 2000s TV. So we have that. Let's see. Next, I want to try and read a couple Emily Henry backlist books. These are the two that I pulled off my shelf. I ordered a new memory card that should be here tomorrow. So hopefully I won't have these issues with having full memory cards. So anyway, another one of my vlog theme ideas is to read the new Emily Henry book, which, by the way, I saw and I touched it yesterday at work, and I was like, oh my god, just let me sit here for a while. And the copy I saw was signed, so I was like, I just want to read this. Anyway, two of my backlist Emily Henry books I have on my physical TBR are When the Sky Fell on Splendor, which is her sci-fi book. And this, the little quote on the front says it's giving Scully and Mulder, which, X-Files, that is totally vintage. Makes sense. And then I have Hello Girls, which she wrote with Brittany Cavallaro. These are both YA books, so they'll be something a little bit different than her contemporary fiction books, but it'll be fun to read some of her old books and see how the writing compares. Next, I have two things for vibes. So poetry month, or poetry week, or month. I think April is poetry month. So one of my poetry collections on my physical TBR is You Are Your Own Fairy Tale by Amanda Lovelace. And I'm pretty sure it's a bind up of, yes, it's a bind up of a couple of her poetry collections. Where is it? I don't know. Okay. Break Your Glass Slippers, Shine Your Icy Crown, Unlock Your Storybook Heart. So I've never read any of her poetry before, but this has some really gorgeous illustrations in it. Hold on. I want to live there. So I want to give this a try. And of course, poetry is a really good like cleanse. So maybe I can read this in between, going from, there's a lot of pictures of that, going from Ramathon crazy to, you know, Old School April crazy. So that's one of my poetry collections. I have a couple. And then I have Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. This is one of my book of the months from this month. And I've heard really good things about this. They say if you like Divine Rivals, you might like this because it has like a similar type of fantasy. It's Invisible Life of Addie LaRue meets This Is How You Lose the Time War in this fantastical and epic love story that defies death as two souls reincarnate through centuries. So I love that. I love the vibes. I'm there for it. Next, I want to do like a cozy, I want to do like a cozy fantasy type reading vlog. So you may have seen these in my haul if it is up. But I have the Full Moon Coffee Shop, the Rainfall Market, the Kamigawa Food Detectives, and Will Prescribe You a Cat. I thought these would be fun to read together. And then I also have the Shatter Me series that I want to reread in April because the new book is coming out April 15th. And I fully recognize that this is like a 5-book series, right? Six plus the new book, right? 1, 2, 3. Plus all of the novellas. 2, 4, 6, 7. 6 novels, 7 novellas. That's crazy. But I've only read this series one time. I loved it so much. So what was I saying? Oh, I listened to these on audiobook, but I want to read them physically and annotate them. So I'm working on getting paperback editions so that I can do that. And then, of course, for the Old School April vibes, I have a couple series that I want to revisit. Yeah. So for the Old School April vibes, I do have some series I want to revisit and some vintagey middle grade books that I have been slowly collecting. So these are just the series. These are not the exact books I'm going to read. So I have a handful of Babysitter's Club books that I want to read. And I also want to watch the movie because the Babysitter's Club movie is such a good time. I also have a handful of old school Goosebumps books, and these are always super fun to read in April. And finally, I have recently discovered, or like rediscovered, I guess, my love of Dear America books, and I've been slowly collecting them. So I have the regular Dear America books, and I also have the Royal Diaries. I only have 2 Royal Diaries, I think. I have Elizabeth I and Christina. So I do want to reread some of these for a vlog because that would be so fun. Alright, so maybe I should do some sort of little pause here. I don't know what that is. And then do like a stack of books. Maybe I should put my books back on my cart for this. Shatter Me. Okay, so anyway, that is my pile or cart, if you will, of possibilities for April / Old School April. Sprints are getting ready to start on my channel, so I need to go get all set up. Thank you so much for watching. What do you plan on reading for April? Are you participating in Old School April? If so, let me know in the comments. What's your team? If you're not, I will tag Kelsey down below. She has all the information about Old School April. It's a really fun event. If you like to read, watch TV, do activities, it's got something for everyone, seriously. And if you want to let me know you were here but you don't have much to say, go ahead and leave me the most retro looking emoji that you can find. I don't know what that is, but surprise me with a retro emoji. And I will just see you in my next video, whatever comes next. Bye.